Hey, hi all. Hope you are doing great. Welcome to another video of ravisinghblog.in. This is your host Ravi Singh, and today in this video tutorial, we are going to talk about automated code writing tool from AI. And there are two tools we are going to talk about today: GitHub Copilot and MuleSoft Einstein AI. Both these tools are used to write code using AI. So we are going to try some demo also today and see how accurate the codes are. Also, we are going to discuss what are the importance of these tools, how these tools are helping the developers to write code quickly and improve their efficiency. So please do not miss this video. This video is going to be very interesting, and we are going to talk a lot of useful stuff, especially if you are a developer or coder or mostly deal with the application coding. This will be very useful. So I know from a long time coding is always a bread and butter for every developer, right? They used to write the code from scratch. People learn syntax, language, coding, everything, and then they actually use it for their project. Now, with the evolution of AI, and it is still getting evolved, now AI can write the code for yourself. You have to give the scenario, the situation, the condition, and then these AI tools can write code for you. And today we are going to talk about these two tools, GitHub Copilot and MuleSoft Einstein AI. So both these tools we are going to take example for writing a MuleSoft code, but this is not limited to any particular language. Especially GitHub Copilot can be used for any kind of language, be it Java, C++, Python, your JavaScript, TypeScript, any of those code it can write. MuleSoft Einstein AI is exclusively for MuleSoft, and MuleSoft is themselves they are creator for this. So let's see in detail about these two tools and why it is used or how it can be used in your application. So before I start, let's just give me a brief overview of MuleSoft Einstein AI. This is the first tool we will be seeing the demo and the what it does. So as the name suggests, already we have Einstein AI for Salesforce existing in their environment, and then recently they launched MuleSoft Einstein AI. This tool is basically used to write MuleSoft code automatically using the AI based on your scenario and prompt. Now, why it is created? The whole purpose is to help the developer to write code quickly, spend less time in writing the code from scratch. So, as I discussed, this tool is created by the AI and is given to developers so that they can use it and write the code. And MuleSoft Einstein AI is basically created on top of Anypoint Code Builder, which is like created on top of Microsoft Visual Studio. So there is a plugin uh, where you can use MuleSoft code inside that, and you can install MuleSoft Einstein AI. Now at this point when we are talking, this is already built up as part of MuleSoft component or plugin in Visual Studio. So you can install the MuleSoft component. I will show you the demo for that also, and then you can start using Einstein AI to write code in the beginning itself. You don't have to write any code by yourself. You can just give the condition and it can try to generate the code. Now, of course, this AI tool is supposed to behave in such a way that you will be typing the normal prompt just like in a simple English, and it will try to generate the code which you can import in your uh, Anypoint Code Builder or even in the Visual Anypoint Studio. Now, user will also get an explanation of the code, what the code does when AI will write the code for them, and it contains a code based on the prompt with a step-by-step description. So you can also understand what the code is doing. Now, this code which this Einstein AI generate it contains the business logic, core component, I mean your all transform messages, be it like you want to use any specific connector. So it can bring those connector on your AnyPoint code. Now, of course, as suggested by MuleSoft product itself, it is built on top of ChatGPT, but internally it is being filtered, or the response are again manipulated by MuleSoft to give you a filter response instead of response which is directly given by the ChatGPT. Okay, so before I will go to the demo, I will just quickly explain the GitHub Copilot also, because today in this video we are also going to take example from GitHub Copilot. So as the name suggests, this is Microsoft has introduced a lot of Copilot in their product, and it is already existing in the GitHub Copilot, where it is used to you know as a plugin in your different ID. For example, Azure Data Studio or Visual Studio and the other ID, where you will be getting a prompt where you will be giving the conditions, scenarios, what you want in your code, and then GitHub Copilot will try to introduce the code. It will give you a code suggestion or even write the complete code for you. Then you can, on top of that, you can filter, you can directly import in your existing code, or you can add any new functionality. You don't have to write code from scratch. Now, the best part of the GitHub Copilot is it is not limited to one language like MuleSoft or Java or C++. It has a lot of languages, including, for example, in Azure Data Studio, you can just write in a plain simple English the condition, and it can write a complete complex query. Same in Visual Studio, you can write your Java code, C++, Python, Ruby, Go. Lot of languages are included. So go ahead and use it the way you like. For MuleSoft, again, you have to use it as a plugin in Visual Studio. You can include GitHub Copilot, and from there on, it can be used for writing MuleSoft code. Okay, so this is about the overview. Now we are coming to the main part, where we are deep diving into how these two tools can help you to write code, and this is very interesting. So please do not miss this video, and make sure you check out the complete video from end to end, so that you will understand basic or you'll get a basic feeling of how AI is writing the code. So let's deep dive into the demo. Okay, so welcome back. So now we are going to see an actual demo of how AI can write code for you. And first we are going to start with Einstein AI for MuleSoft. So this is, as I already mentioned, this is the tool given from the MuleSoft itself, and recently from this month it is available for general public. So now anyone can go and use it. So what you need to do is, to use this, you have to have in Microsoft Visual Studio, and this is called AnyPoint Code Builder in MuleSoft. So you have to install that. You cannot use it in your normal AnyPoint Studio. Okay, so once you have that, if you are already familiar with the AnyPoint Visual Studio, you have to install the extension. So you have to go here, and you have to click on the you have to click on the extension, and here make sure you select the MuleSoft, and then install the all the extension that is required for the code builder. Okay, so I have already installed that. So let me see if I can show you. So once you install the AnyPoint Code Builder extension, you will see something like this. Okay, like design API, implement an API, just like what you do in your AnyPoint Studio, you can do the same here. So once you install that, it will come with the Einstein AI. Okay, and if you want to see how where it is visible, so if you see icon here, it says open Einstein, and once you click on that, let me move myself out here. So once you click on that, you will see a prompt here. Make sure you log in to the Anypoint platform. So if you don't log in, you will not see Einstein AI. You have to log in Einstein uh, Anypoint platform, and then only you can log in. So let me go into this and log in with my ID. Okay, let me correct this. Okay, so once you log into your Anypoint platform, you will come back here, and then you will be able to see Einstein AI prompt here. You can see here. Okay, so once you have that, you know that the next step is to write the prompt here and try to generate the code. So what we are going to do is, we already have a project imported from the Git into my Anypoint code builder. So I'm going to open that. Okay, so let me start with a very basic prompt, which I am doing it for MuleSoft, and here is my prompt. I already have the prompt noted. So what I try to do is create a new, let's make it a MuleSoft flow to start with scheduler. Yes, I need a scheduler in the beginning. I want to add a SFTP connector to get files, or I can make it read files. Read files by pattern dot star.csv. So I want to read all the pattern in the file which has star.csv, to fetch file one by one and then transform CSV to JSON. Okay, so let me add some more conditions. So once I will transform it to JSON, include three fields: employee number, employee name, and then DOB, date field with format DD YY and also HH second. Okay, so it's a date field, and convert this into this format, then add logger after each component, add a global error handler with a logger and text error occurred, please check logs. Okay, so now I have added all the input. Let's check it once again. So create a new MuleSoft flow to start with scheduler, then add SFTP connector, and then SFTP connector used to read files by pattern star.csv to fetch files one by one, then transform CSV to JSON, include three fields: employee number, employee name, DOB with format. I will try to add more closer to it in transform message. Okay, and then add logger after each component. I can make it add logger with comments. Let's see if it can add the comment by itself. Then after each component, add a global error handler with a logger and text error occurred. Of course, there is a generic error handler, and then this is the text. Error occurred. Please check logs. Let's see what takes at least 30 seconds to answer. So I'm just waiting. Okay. So we got something. Let's check what it generated for us. Okay. So I'm not that familiar with ACB. I'm not using it much in Studio. So just to make it little easier to understand, we will open this in a sample AnyPoint Studio, and then we'll see the quality of the code. Let's go back to let me go back to the code here. So if you can see here, the code generated do not have the mule initial tag. It has just the flow name. Okay. So what we need to do is we first need to insert that into existing file or mule file in ACB, and then from there, once it is created, we will have a full mule file with XML. So I will copy that, and then I will show you in Studio. So I have copied the code. Of course, we will change all the IDs, and then let's see what it has created. So this is the code created directly in the Einstein AI with the complete scenario what we have given. So I'm not sure why the read CSV file is still not working. So let's go to manage module and see what's the problem. So I'm just trying to check if there is any module we need to update. So let's check that quickly. Maybe that is the reason why the connector is not visible. So okay, so let me update all the connectors. Let's see if this resolves the issue. Okay, so it's updating all the connector. We'll wait. Okay, so we are back here. So still I don't understand why the SFTP connector is not properly visible, but we will try to drag another read and let's see if this resolves that. Okay, okay, okay. So the good thing is the scheduler is created in the beginning. We have a read CSV file. Okay, SFTP config is not aware, so of course there is a red. It has given a path also, a dummy path. And then let's go to transform and let's see what is here. So we have a payload mapping, we have employee number, we have an employee name, and date of birth is already formatted as we asked. So this is cool. Now, of course, it has not added logger after each component, so only logger is added at the bottom. So that is still, I think it's fine. Global error handler is also added. So let's go back to our prompt and let's see if it has done everything or there is still something which is missed. So I said read the file one by one. I don't know, I don't see that, but at least it's reading. Okay, so it's not given me all the files, it is just trying to read only one file. So okay, I will accept that, but Okay, let's modify this. I think the code is quite closer to what we requested, so let's modify this and add few more things, and let's see if this works. So what I'm going to do now is I'm trying to make it little more complex. Okay, I am saying let add more detail. Okay, so earlier I said add SFTP connector to read files by pattern to fetch files one by one. Okay, so here I am going to add the component name itself, saying using for each. Okay, and then transform CSV to JSON. Let's make CSV as pipe delimited. Okay, and then let's make the date in CST time zone. Okay, so I'm just trying to add some more complexity and then see if it works. Okay, let's see what it can do now. Okay, so it has created something for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the earlier complete whatever code was generated earlier, and then I'm going to insert the code given by the AnyPoint code builder. Okay, so here it is. This code looks quite shorter. I'm not sure if this is correct, but let me check this. Let's go here and copy this code in AnyPoint Studio. That will help us to understand it better. Wow, what is this? This is a totally different thing what we were expecting. Let's see what the prompt did. This is not what we are looking, of course. Okay, it says we are unable to generate. Okay, so somehow when I change some text, MuleSoft Einstein AI behave weird way, and it's not able to give me when I am trying to make it a little complex. So definitely that is an issue. Now let's see another scenario. Okay, so let's try some different scenario in MuleSoft Einstein AI, and this time we are going to try MUnit test cases. So let's see if it can generate any MUnit. So MUnit is definitely one of the thing which is taking more time for any developer. So what we are going to do is we are just clearing the UI completely, and we are going back to our original flow which Einstein AI has created. So I'm going to insert it back. So this is what the initial flow was created, and then I'm going to ask Einstein AI, can you suggest some MUnit test case for this flow. Let's see if Einstein AI can create some sample MUnit test cases. So this is one of the area where we are spending most of our time to write MUnit test cases. So okay, it has created. So let's copy this Or let me do one thing, let me remove the code from here and insert this code, and let's see what it has created. So I don't understand, this is a completely blank test case. What is trying to do? Okay, so what I can understand is it has created a test cases but has not suggested me any sample test cases, like for example payload is null or success scenario or negative scenario. So it has not suggested me anything. So I would say this is not very useful in terms of M unit. So what I will do is I will write something like this just to see if it can understand. Can you suggest instead of that I will write, can you, or no, not like that, creates M unit test source for below two conditions. Number one is assert if payload is null, uh, log a message payload is null, and second one is check if employee number field is null, not check, I'll make it assert. Let's see if I'll give any condition whether this Einstein AI is able to create a M unit test case for me, or it just says okay, let's see what it has created. Okay, it has created. Let's see that. Let's delete this and insert this sample M units suit. Okay. It says, let me bring it to the your AnyPoint Studio to understand it better. Let's come here, paste it. So here I don't see, I don't know why, but let me go back to AnyPoint Code Builder, and if I'll see in detail about what unit test case it has created, okay, variable, okay, okay, I think it's close. The assertion what it has created is close, and I would say I will accept it. So here are the some of the observation after running these two test cases. First one is it looked like Einstein is still evolving. There are a lot of addition or enhancements needs to be done. It's still in the early phases, but it can help you if you write very accurate prompt and sometime even mention the exact connector name. But if you think or if you feel that even if you write a very vague or very close to accurate, saying very in a casual way, if you try to write something, it may not able to produce accurate result, just like what we do in chat gpt. So I still feel there are some gaps, but yes, it is actually helping you. But uh, when it comes to some complex situation, it is failed to generate the code. So I would say let's go to GitHub Copilot also, see the demo, and then we will try to compare in detail. But so far, I feel that if you are very new to MuleSoft, it may help you. But if you are a good and experienced developer and try to save your time, I am not sure if it can save much of your time. So this definitely needs to improve itself for some complex situation. So let's jump to the GitHub Copilot, and then at the end we will try to compare both and see how one is better than other one. So far we have seen MuleSoft Einstein AI, how it works, and now we are going to see GitHub Copilot, and this is going to be very interesting. So watch till the end. So we have seen Einstein MuleSoft AI code builder is free of cost. It comes with the package of MuleSoft, but GitHub Copilot, whereas, is a paid tool. What does that mean? You have to pay to use it. Now, for a personal edition, GitHub Copilot costs you around $10 per user per month. So that seems to be a little costly at this point. But as you know, like, the AI cost is going to reduce in future, so we may see that cost will go down, but for now it is $10 per month. Now, one of the benefit with the Copilot is it can work on the variety of language, be it Java, C++, Python, Ruby, even Microsoft PowerShell. You can think of most of the widely used languages, so it can suggest you options. Now, MuleSoft Einstein AI is made only for MuleSoft and it is free, but Copilot is not. Now, the second point is how to use Copilot. So, Copilot, you can use it, as you can see here, you can use in the command line argument. We are not going to discuss that today, but you can use. Then you can use Copilot chat in the IDE. Uh, your development environment you can directly use. For example, I'm going to use it today in the Visual Studio, and I'm going to install that Copilot extension, and then I can chat with Copilot. Of course, you have a Copilot chat for mobile where you can use it. So I would like to show you some of the settings which is very interesting in Copilot, and you must review those settings. First one is suggestion matching public code. So when you request for any code suggestion from Copilot, whether it should go and try to fetch the suggestion from the public code. Now there GitHub is quite big. There are a lot of codes present here in the public repository. So when you try to ask, it may go and try to find some of the public code which is matching to a requirement and give those as a suggestion. So you can either allow it or you can say no, I don't want, you can block it. So both the options are here. Then whether you want your code snippet which GitHub Copilot is generating, whether that can be used for the code improvement or train the Copilot. That option you can either check or uncheck. What does that mean is, in an organization, in a closed organization, of course, where Copilot may be used within that organization only, and they do not want their code suggestion to be go out in public, or someone else can also fetch the same suggestion. So you can either allow or you can reject. So these options which I am showing you is very important, and before you start using it, even in the enterprise, you should just review and make sure it is correct. Now we will go to Visual Studio and try to see how GitHub Copilot is performing. Okay, so I'm in Visual Studio, and we are going to use Copilot here, and would like to show how easy or difficult it is going to be to use GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio for writing MuleSoft code. So to get started with GitHub Copilot, you have to first install the Copilot extension. So I have already installed it, but let me show you what I did. So you have to go to Copilot, and this is the extension, okay, and you have to install it. It's called GitHub Copilot. Once you install that, you will see a small chat icon here. If you see here, there is an icon chat. This is the Copilot chatting extension which you can use. Okay, this is like any other AI prompt, but there is another way. I will show you. If I'll just delete the complete code and I'm in the text editor of the code, and let me make it little clearer for you. Okay, let me minimize that so that you can see it easily. I think I have to increase this window. Yeah. Okay. So you can see a GitHub Copilot prompt here on the right hand side. You can see here, ask Copilot or type for command. So here also you can type what is your requirement. So what I am going to do is, I am going to use the same prompt which I used for Einstein, and there are some occasion where Einstein has not given me a good answer, or it has not given any answer at all. So let me log in first, and then I will show you. Okay. So every time before you use Einstein, as I told you, you always have to log into AnyPoint platform. Okay. So this is my AnyPoint platform login and Einstein AI. Let me see if I can bring the chat history, and then yeah, I think this was that. Yes. So this was the situation which we asked, and Einstein AI did not give me any suggestion. So I'm going to use the same thing here. Let me close this and type in the GitHub Copilot, and let's see if GitHub Copilot is giving me any answer. Okay. Oops, it's gone. Let me copy and paste again. And now I says generate. I put all the, okay, so it started generating the code for me. As you can see, in Einstein AI there is a separate window. You have to move the code from there, but here we can directly type in the editor. This is a good feature. Okay. So it has generated a code. Let me check if this code is good, useful. Okay, what I will do is I will copy this complete code into the studio because I'm having a very hard time. Okay, so I will go here and I will copy and paste code here, and let me see what it has given me. So at least it has given me some kind of code which Einstein AI has not given me, but still it is not that closer. Let me go back to the prompt, and I'm still not 100% happy, but at least it has given me some kind of code instead of giving me no response. So it has actually added all the important connector. I can see scheduler here, but I don't see a scheduler on my UI. I'm wondering why. Oh, that's strange. Okay, so during this testing, I have observed that instead of not giving any response, saying that I did not understand your command, GitHub Copilot is at least giving me something. Okay, so let's go and try to generate some some different response. Let me ask some different question. For example, create a data weave function to pick top 5 element from an array where employee ID is not null. So I'm asking to create a data weave function to pick top 5 element from an array where employee ID is not null. Let's see if GitHub Copilot can generate this data weave, because data weave is one of the item which you know okay, it has generated something. Let me accept it. Okay, let's see what it has generated. Payload filter, employee ID not equal to null, take 5. Okay, okay, so this one will work. So actually it is good. You can even write some complex transformation also using your data weave in GitHub Copilot. So that is also working. So I'm going back to the previous. This is what the flow which is created using the GitHub Copilot, and I will go back to the chat window and I will type something like, which by the way MuleSoft Einstein AI was unable to do, is suggest some MUnit test cases for this flow. And let me find the flow name just for the AI convenient. I am also do I need to write the name or no? So right now I'm not writing the name. So I'm just saying suggest some MUnit test cases for this flow. Let's see if it can generate some MUnit test cases. Okay, it is generating. So let's maximize this window and see if by the way this was not this. Okay, it has created, that's good. So in MuleSoft Einstein AI we have seen it was not working, but here it has given me some test cases. Let's see, validate successful execution with CSV file, validate handling of no CSV file, validate error handling. That's cool, that's very good. So at least it is giving me to get started with my code, what a kind of MUnit test cases we need. So my observation is GitHub Copilot is actually behaving like an AI. You can put any kind of text here, even random or something vague in your mind, and it is still trying to generate the code based on the AI prompt. Whereas in Einstein AI, you need to be very clear what you need. Even you have to mention the connector name. That's what look like. Otherwise, it will not create the flow. So I think if I'll do the comparison side by side, GitHub Copilot is far more superior at this point. It may change in the future. But again, GitHub Copilot is a paid tool, as I said. So MuleSoft Einstein is free, but it is not helping much to the experience, or when we need a complex solution. Whereas GitHub Copilot is at least trying to generate something, and most of the time it is closed, and it is like a chat GPT. It is suggesting you something which you need some idea from AI, and it is giving you that, whereas that is not possible. One more point is it can include, or it includes more languages. It's not limited to MuleSoft. So I think overall GitHub Copilot is definitely looking promising. It is useful for the developer. That's what I want to say. That is the keyword. Whether that tool is useful for the experience as well as the new developers, it is useful. So right now it is costly, as I told you. It's $10 per month per user. So you have to pay something to use it, but you can use it for variety of languages, and it is helping you to complete the code quickly, and that is more important. It is saving time for you. And very often people ask me, like, what is the future of these code generation tool? So I just want to spend some time on that. So these tools, the question is whether they will replace the actual coders or programmers. Could be. uh, if I'm using a tool like GitHub Copilot, definitely I'm paying $10 per month. So there is a cost involved. So if I'm not able to reduce my workforce, what is the importance of investing money? So definitely with that point, I think it is going to reduce some workforce, but then again, we need more people to train these AI, right? So at some point we need to reduce our workforce, but at other point we need to add workforce to train these AI. So maybe the job profile will change, but yeah, there will be requirement for coders in the future for sure. But you have to remember, now AI is getting smarter by the day, and it is writing the code which we took time to learn the syntax and understand how to write the code. Now AI is learning and writing the code. That I think should be clear, what I've shown you. And with the tools like GitHub Copilot, MuleSoft Einstein AI, there are more tools coming in the future which can write code for you. So my suggestion is, go use it, and at this time do not worry about the job and all, but go relax and use these tools, see how these tools works. And as I like started in the beginning of this video, I tried to do a comparison and see how it can help the developers writing code. So far I have seen both the tools are getting evolved. There are more features will be added in the coming future, but uh, this is going to help the developers for sure. It is going to cut the cost, cut the time to write a code for a developer. Now go ahead, use this tool, understand how it is working and how to maximize the use of these tools. Okay, so when you start coding, you can even ask the suggestion that this is my scenario, what unit test cases or what test cases I need. It can suggest you. Or is there an alternative of this code? You can even ask GitHub Copilot, which I have not shown you, is, can you suggest me some code improvement? You already have written a code, now you are asking how to improve this code. It can do that. Or you can ask, can you put comments in the code? It can put the comments in the code. So like this, try to see where you can maximize the use of these tools and improve your overall code and documentation. It is going to help. So I hope with this little tutorial it help you to understand how the automated code builder tool from the different AIs are working. And in future I am going to bring more videos like this for the coders and the programmers. So please do not forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up and click on the bell icon. Thank you very much for joining me in this video, and I hope it helped you. So you have a good day, and God bless you. Thank you very much.